Okay, so here we are with the Pulse X kit. This is by Vandy Vape and Tony B. This is another regulated squonk device. This one does come with the RDA. I've actually gotten the bigger edition, the one that comes with the squonk bottle or the refill bottle and things like that. So we're gonna take a look at that real quick. And then we're gonna go over the menu features and then the RDA, and then we'll come back up and I'll give you my pros and cons. Okay, so here we are with the Pulse X kit. This is the sample packaging. The retail packaging will not look like this. And they're gonna have two versions. They're actually gonna have a high-end edition, which this is, and then they're gonna have the one that's just a regular kit. And then of course you will be able to buy the RDA by itself. So I'm not going to go over the box because of the fact that, you know, it's not going to be the same as the retail version. This is actually the cyan color, and for this high-end edition, it's going to come with your mod, your RDA, the extra PMMA top cap, as well as your refill bottle, and then your extras. So right now I'm just going to take this out. And at the end, we're going to be trying on this cap because I'm going to do some clouds with that cap. We're going to take the mod out. I'm going to leave the refill bottle because I'm not going to be refilling it. I'm actually going to be filling it for the first time, which I'm just going to do by hand. But this is the refill bottle that it does come with if you want to choose this. All you need to do is take this off and you fill up your juice here. And it comes out really, really easily also. See, it's all plastic. You just pull that out and pull it apart. And then you fill it up. You screw this down. You just unscrew this top part from the top part. This piece from here, right here. And this is where, if you unscrew this and you have this on here, this is where you can actually plug it into your 510 connection on your mod to fill it. So you can do it that way, and then you can wet your wicks or even fill up the squonk bottle with this piece here. So I think that that's really, really nice. And then you're gonna get this box. This is gonna have your extras in it. And inside this box, you're gonna get your micro USB cable. This is only for firmware upgrade. I never recommend charging your battery within the mods. And then you're gonna get some extras. And in here, you're gonna get your Phillips head screwdriver, your Allen key for your squonk pin. If you wanna switch it out for the 510, you're gonna get some extra screws, some O-rings, your 510 drip tip adapter, and then you're also gonna get a set of coils. The coils that come with it are the triple fuse Clapton coils. These are 28 gauge, the 3 inner core, I know what I'm talking about. The 3 core 28 gauge with 38 gauge on the outside. They are made of nichrome 80 and it's 0.41 for each one. So for both of them, it's gonna be about like a 0.2 resistance. So I'm actually gonna be using my own coils instead of these. But that's what you get in the packaging. So I'm just gonna move that aside and we'll move on to the start of the show. So first we're gonna go over the mod and then we're gonna go over the RDA. I was trying to decide which one to go over. Okay, so with the mod, this is very, very similar to the Pulse 80 watt. It's exactly similar. There's only a couple changes. The first change is that it's just like a hair wider. That's because this one you can fit 3 different types of batteries. You can have 18650, 2700, or 21700 batteries with this mod. Also, the top piece here is a little bit different, not too different, but it's a little bit more smaller, but it does have the same type of connection. On the side, you're gonna get your power button, your up and down, and your USB for firmware upgrades, of course, your LED screen. On the back, it's gonna have this little window. Your battery will actually show through there. This is actually for nothing but decoration. And then on the inside, you're gonna see Tony B Project, manufactured by Vandy Vape. And if the battery was already installed, you would see that there. On this side, you're gonna have the same type of door. It is removable. And then you're gonna get your adapter for your 18650 battery. And again, you can fit 18650 with the adapter, 2700s and 21700s here. You're also gonna get this refills, or the squonk bottle, refill bottle. The squonk bottle, this is exactly similar to the one that's actually in the Pulse 80 watt. This does hold 8 mils of e-liquid, and again, it's exactly like the other one, just as squishy and everything else. So we're gonna be filling that up. Right here, you're gonna have just that Pulse symbol like we have on the Pulse 80, and it's gonna say Pulse Vandy chip. They did upgrade the chip, and that's basically what the difference is The differences are with this mod versus the other mod that the Pulse 80. So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and put a battery in. We're not going to put an atomizer on it, but I am going to go ahead and put a 21700 battery in, and it fits really, really nice. Now on the doors, instead of having multiple batteries on here, there's actually, not batteries, magnets. Okay, and then on the door, you're going to get one battery, and that's actually housed right here, which it actually touches on here, and that's what holds it in. You can hear it clip right in. There's no problem with it holding on. It holds on really, really secure, so no problem with that. The same as the back one. The back one also has just that one magnet right. And then to get into the menu system, it is 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off, just like the Pulse 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says off, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And it's going to show the X symbol with Vandy chip. And then here it's going to actually show you what setting you're in, your wattage, your resistance, as well as your voltage and your battery indicator here. Again, you do have a down, up, and a power button. It's got 2 different types of menus. The first menu that you can go into is going to be your basic menu, just to pick what selection you want. Okay, and then to go into the menu, you click 3 times. And then your P is going to flash. If you press your down button, it's going to go to titanium and temperature control, nickel and temperature control, stainless steel and temperature control. It's going to go to variable voltage. This is where you can actually vape it in voltage mode. Then it's going to have, oops, got to go faster than that, bypass mode, and then back to power. And then all you do is you press your fire button to select it. Now, while you're in temperature control, you can change your wattage, and I'm going to show you how. 1, 2, 3 to get back into the menu. Let's go over here. I'm going to go to stainless steel. Press your fire button to make sure that you're actually in that setting. This is where you can actually set your temperature. You can go to Fahrenheit and also to Celsius. It goes up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, and then go down. It'll go down to, I want to say 200 degrees. And it goes, if you notice, it's scrolling pretty fast. So I think that that's awesome. And there we are, Fahrenheit. And then you press it again and you'll go into Celsius. While you're in temperature control, if you press your fire button 4 times, we can go and change the wattage. If you see here, the wattage is showing 67 watts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. The W is flashing now. Now you can actually change your wattage in temperature control, and it does go up to the full 90 watts, which this is a 90 watt device opposed to the 80 watt, the initial 80 watt pulse. And then to select it, just press your fire button and you're in it. Okay, let's go back into power. Okay, now while you're in power mode, if you want to flip your screen, or any mode that you're in actually, if you press your down and your fire button, this will actually flip your screen. So if you want your screen flipped the other way, that's all you have to do. To flip it back, you press the same 2 buttons, the down and the fire button, and it'll switch it back. To lock your device, you're going to press up and fire. This will lock your device. There you go. And while locked, you can fire it, but you can't change any of your buttons because they're going to be locked. Now you can change that within the sub menu, which I'm going to be showing you, so that way you can't fire or go up and down. But for me, it's kind of, it defeats the whole purpose. I would like to lock my key so I'm not adjusting my wattage or my temperature or things like that, but I still want to fire my mod. If I want to lock everything, I might as well turn off the device, but that's my opinion only. So to unlock it, again, we're just going to press up and fire, and now it's unlocked, and now we can go ahead and change our menus. Okay, to go into the sub menu that I was mentioning, or the deeper menu really, if you press your up and down at the same time, it's going to go into this other menu system. It's going to have DIY. DIY is actually for your presets. You've actually got a total of 5 different presets that you can use. While in one of your presets, to actually make any changes, if you press your fire button 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is where you can actually do your curve settings. This will give you ramp up time for those specific DIY or memory settings. So say for instance, I want to set this one, I can go up here, hit my fire button, go down if I want to, and then hit my fire button. And this is all ramp up time for you that's going to be set on this particular memory or DIY number. and you just keep going all the way until you're done. Once you're done, just press and hold your fire button and it'll go back into here. So that's how you would set either one of these 5 settings. Okay, to go back into the menu, let's just press and hold your up and down. The next one is going to be normal and high. Right now I have it in normal because it was showing power, but if I want it in high, if I just press the fire button with that selected, if you notice, it's actually in high or hard. This is actually giving it an automatic like up boost when you're vaping, so it's going to be a harder type of vape than it would if it's just in power mode. Power mode is more like a soft or regular type vape. This is in your hard mode. A lot of different mods will give you like soft, medium, or soft, hard, and customized and things like that. This is very similar to that. So if you want to keep it in your hard mode, you can go ahead, or you can change it back in the menu. Going back into the menu, I'm going to leave it on hard. The next one is your ID. This is just giving you your Vandy Vape chip ID number. The next one is going to be your version of firmware. So that's that. The next one is going to be all your settings. This menu here has a couple different functions. First off, you can actually deselect what you don't want to see in that main menu, that 3-click menu. If, say for instance, I don't use temperature control, if I press this down button and make that like sort of like unchecked, then on my main menu, my 3-click menu, it's not going to be there. So it'll go through all the other menu settings that you saw, but it will not have temperature control. If you want to reselect it, just go back. Oh, you got to go through this again. Hold on. All right, to reselect it, just press your up and then it's selected again. The next one is your bypass mode. Me personally, I don't use bypass mode, so I'm going to turn that off. That way when I'm going through my menu, I'm actually not going to see it. The next one over is your variable voltage. If you're going to be vaping in voltage at any time, then you can go ahead and leave it on. Me personally, I'm not going to be using voltage while I am vaping. Now, any of these that you turn off, you can always go back in and turn them back on. But for now, I'm not going to show that. This here is for your high and low, which we already did. And then NLS, this is actually your no lift shift. What this does is this will actually read your resistance. So you know how sometimes you have to take off the atomizer and then put it back on for it to show, is this a new coil? Well, in this setting here, when it's in this setting, all you need to do is just to read the new resistance, you're going to press your up and down twice, like you'll just do one and then do it twice, and then it'll show new coil, yes or no. So you can select it, so you don't have to go all the way out. So I think that's kind of cool that they added that. I've not really seen any other menus that have had that. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I will definitely leave that. The ST, this is actually your screen time. Oops, sorry. The ST is your screen time. Right now it's gone off on 30 seconds. You can change that and just increase it if you want to. And this will go as high as 90 seconds and as low as, I think it's 10 seconds, but let's see. I can't remember now. Oh, it'll go as low as 2 seconds. So personally, I like it on the higher screen time because I hate when my screen light times out really quick. So I'm just going to leave it at 45 seconds. The next one is going to be BRI or BRI. This is for your brightness. Currently, my brightness for my screen is 80. If you bump it up or press your up button, it'll actually go to 100%. And if you press your down button, it'll actually lessen that. So now we're at 50%, 30%. It goes down to 30 to 100. So I leave it on 80 because 80 seems to be actually perfect. It's not too bright and not too dull. This here is actually for your firmware. And then this is for your master reset. So say for instance that you want to reset your device, this is actually how you would do it. And then we're back to TC. So again, to get out of this menu, just press and hold your fire button and this will take you back to your menu. Now we're going to see the changes that I made in my main menu. So we're going to click 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And now we're in the hard mode. And if I press again, it's in temperature stainless steel, temperature nichrome, nichrome, temperature titanium. Oops, I took too long. 1, 2, 3. and then back to hard. If you notice, the bypass is not there and the variable voltage is not there. It's only going to give you the selections that you already have made. Now, if I want to add those back, I can do it. That's not a problem. Again, on the screen, you're going to see your wattage, you're going to see your resistance if you have an atomizer on, as well as your voltage and your battery indicator. So that's pretty much it. I did want to show you, to give it sort of like a boost in power mode, if you press your fire button 4 times, you're actually going to get this. This is going to show you how many seconds for what percentage of your vape strength is going to be given, like your boost. If you select your fire button, it'll change it here. You can actually reduce this or you can increase it. If you go up to 150% here, this is actually going to give you like a 10-watt boost right at the beginning. So at the beginning, currently I have it for 0.5 seconds. You can increase this. I'm going to increase this to say 1.7 seconds. So the very, very first 1.7 seconds of me pressing the fire button to vape, it's actually going to give me 90 watts plus 10. So it'll give me like 100 watts right at that for the 1.7 seconds. So if that makes any sense, but yeah. So if you press and hold it, it'll take you right back to the menu. Okay, now we can go on to the RDA. So this is the Pulse X RDA. On the bottom, it does say Pulse X BF RDA, which means bottom feeding RDA. It does have Tony B Project on the bottom and manufactured by Vandy Vape. It comes automatically pre-installed with the squonk pin, but you can change it out for the 510 if you want to. And it is protruding. Even with the 510, the regular 510, it will protrude because you can use this as a regular dripper as well. On the top, you're going to get an 810 drip tip. Now, the first time that you try to take this off, or the second time or the third time, it's going to be a little bit snug, but I prefer my drip tips to be a little bit more snug than loose. So it does come off here, and you've got an O-ring there. And then you're going to have this top piece here. This is actually your airflow ring. This is actually where you would adjust it. So whatever you turn it to be, that's what it's going to be. And if you notice, it's got slits facing down in both areas. So as you're adjusting it, your airflow is actually going down. So sorry about that. From cleaning it, I had a little smudge in there. Okay, so this is a very, very nice type of knurling that they've put here. Even though it's not a steady knurling, it is very, very easy to grip, easy to maneuver, easy to move your airflow. You can have the airflow wide open like this. You can move it around. You can have the top off. You can move it around more. You can have the bottom cut off. You can move it around more, and you can have just 2 open, just 1 open. So there's a lot of adjustments that you can actually do to this to get the airflow that's best for you. On one side, it does say Pulse X, and then it's got this little line or this little design on it, which I think is very, very sleek and very nice. It's not too much of anything. It just really looks nice, especially on your mod. And yeah, so that's that part. Let me go off the top cap. We see the deck, and look at this deck. Is that not crazy looking? Isn't it? Okay, so there is a 6mm deep juice well, which for me, if you know me, you know that I love my deep juice well. So it's really, really deep in here. You also have notches on either side. Those notches do correlate for the notches here. You see one there and one on the other side there. And of course, the doming is absolutely perfect on this. I really, really like it. Okay, and then here, you're gonna see right here, there's a little hole. And then right here, there's a little hole. This is actually when you're squonking, your liquid's actually gonna be coming out sort of like an umbrella, or I don't know what else you would say, like showering your coils, I guess you could say. So I think that that's great, because when you're squonking, a lot of times it's coming from the bottom and then it has to wet the wicks and go up to the coils. In this case, it's coming from the coils down, and whatever excess liquid that you have is actually going to go right in that little hole there and back into the bottom. So I think that's awesome. I think that that's really, really a great feature. I have heard that the 502 by Jay Hayes was actually the first one to develop, or one of the first, or maybe somebody else, but he's famous for the top squonk feature with the liquid coming out the top. I personally did not get the 502, so I did not get to see that in person to see how that worked. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Vandy Vape and Tony actually came up with the idea of actually having the juice come out more to get right on the coils. So I really like that. Now, this is a different type of look of a deck. It does look like an X, which is, of course, the name for the Pulse X. So it does look like an X there. Now, whenever you're building on something like this is more of a velocity style deck. So you're going to have on this side, if you're putting your coil, you want one lead here and one lead here. And then on the other side, you're going to do one lead here and one lead here. So it's very similar to a velocity deck. It's just maybe like a 90 degree or 45 degree angle of a difference. So yeah, so that's that. So I'm really excited about this, and I think that we should go ahead and unscrew these and then start doing a build on this. I've actually got some coils ready. And yeah, so let me go ahead and undo these, and we'll start to building, because I'm really, really excited to show you how this thing works, how it squonks, how it looks, and how to build on it. So we go there. Unscrew this one and unscrew this one. And these screws actually take Phillips head or flathead. Either way that you do it, it's going to grip them perfectly. And if you notice, they were very, very smooth when I was unscrewing it. Very, very smooth. There was nothing like rough about it or jaggedy or anything like that. So I think that that's awesome. So for today's coils, I actually went ahead and pulled out 2 of these. These are actually my Coil Clout Fuse coils. These I get from coilclout.com. If you use Wendy15, you'll get 15% off of any of your Coil Clout purchase. These are made of Nichrome 80, and it's a dual core 26 gauge with 36 gauge on the outside, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to read that. But yeah, it's really, really tiny. But yeah, so I get these in a bunch. So I think that that's really, really great. They're very priced great, and always available. So those are my go-to coils. Now I'm going to be pre-cutting my leads, and I'm going to be using this Coily tool. This is from the UK. Coily was actually invented in the UK. There are a couple places that are actually including something similar to this in their packaging, but Coily was actually the first one to come out with this. So I'm actually going to be using this so that I can pre-cut my leads, just to make it a little bit easier. This is also available on coilclout.com. So when you're getting your coils, you can pick up one of these as well. So to measure it, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this side here, and I'm just going to measure it against here. And I want it to be the same width as the deck. You see the width there? So I'm going to try the 5.5 and see how that works. And to pre-cut your lead, all you need to do is you just put this in the spot for the 5.5, just here. Hold it down, flip it over, get your handy dandy wire cutters, and just cut it flush. And that's all you need to do. And get that one. Oops. I always do that. I think these cutters are just about had it. Yeah, I always like to make sure that they're cut flush. There we go. And then there's one coil there. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Just put that in there, hold it down, and cut this one as well, flush. There we go, and again. It just makes it a little bit easier, especially in a velocity style post, because you can't, sometimes it could be a little bit hard trying to cut the post with the other coil in it. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit while I put these in, and I'm going to use my handy dandy screwdriver, as I always do. I'm just going to go ahead and put one lead in one hole and one lead in the other hole. And in this case, I'm just going to spread this out just a little bit. Okay, one there and one here and one here. There we go, right there. And then hold that and screw this in. There's that one. Oops. There we go. And then I'll just go ahead and screw that one in. I really hate flatheads. I don't even know why I'm doing this with flatheads. But if you notice, the leads are perfectly in there. I don't have any leads coming out, so it's not going to bump the other one. Now, once you do have your coil in, all you need to do is just put your screwdriver or your tool or your Allen key or your, what do you call those, coil jigs, and just straighten it out. That's all you need to do. And reposition. There we go. Over here a little bit. And there we go. Perfectly there. So let's go ahead and do the other one. And that size seemed to be perfect for me. Just gonna put this on here so we can get that in there. Spread it out a little bit. Oops, I stuck to my finger. There you go, putting one on the bottom, one on the top. Push that in, hold it there. And then screw this one down. Just makes it so much easier sometimes to pre-cut your lead. It takes the guesswork out of things, I promise you. That coily tool is like awesome, awesome. There we go, and then just straighten up your coil. Get that out here. And just maneuver it like that. Maneuver it like this. And there we go. Actually got this one just a little bit. There we go. My OCD, sorry. All right, so they're perfectly lined up right there. And now we can go ahead and start dry burning those and get them heating up. So let me go ahead and start doing that. New coil. And let's go ahead and turn this down while we're heating them. Okay, and then I've got my tweezers here. There we go. Start getting these to glow. Very, very simple to build on if you haven't noticed. Very, very simple. And on the packaging, it did say that it's supposed to be a 0.16 to a 0.18. It's coming out to about a 0.17, so that's perfect. It's not too low, not too high. I'm just gonna move my coils around. There we go. And get those to glow. Sometimes just pulling them out a little bit. Sometimes that helps as well. Helps them heat up just a little bit faster. Always make sure that you're using ceramic tweezers. You don't want to use metal when you're doing this. It's a big no-no. It will short out your atomizer, your mod. It can do a lot of damage. We've got those glowing nice and even, so I'm going to go ahead and get some cotton and we'll wick this baby up. So far, so good. Looking beautiful. And got those blues going. And for today's cotton, I'm going to be using my Kendo Vape Cotton Gold Edition. I'm just going to cut some off here. And we're almost done. Take a piece right there. I'm running a little low. Gonna have to order some more. And then I just break it right in half. And then I just start twisting up the first side. Sorry. I don't know if people actually like to see me twisting up the cotton or not, so I usually do it off camera, but I just twist it up like this. Then you're gonna put it in one side of the coil and then out the other side. I usually like try to twist it through. If it doesn't twist through right, I just go ahead and thin it out just a little bit more. There we go, try that way. Go, that works much better, see? That's all you gotta do. That's why nails are really, really good. And then do the other side. Because it's easier to thin out your wicks. That's why. And just put this one through here. And do like this. And I'm gonna show you how to fill up the bottle as well. And then of course, for me, I like to thin out my wicks. So I'm just gonna give it a little fluff out. Make them a little fluffy. I do this on all mine. You don't have to if you don't want to, but this is what I like to do. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this. And it's a pretty deep juice well, so I do like that. Now you don't want too much cotton where you're gonna be blocking those bottom holes because that bottom hole does have to be exposed. That's where the juice actually gets sucked back in. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my cotton there, move it to the side, put my cotton here, move it to the side, make sure that that hole is exposed. And then do the same thing on this side. There we go. And then on this side. Put that in here. And the hole is exposed. So there we go. Now let's go ahead and fill up the refill bottle. Or why do I keep calling it the refill bottle? The squonk bottle. And that way I can also show you, which personally I like to do it without my battery in. I'm so used to my Pulse 80, so this is like really quick for me. Take out my little squeezy bottle. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Let me zoom out a little bit. Take this off. Okay, now Tony B, I listen to him. I really like him a lot. I really do. I met him and he's just a phenomenal person. Which, by the way, Vandy Vape was the one that sent me this for review, but I was going to get it no matter what because I love my Pulse 80. So I was really, really excited about this Pulse X. I'm going to actually be using the Royal Mojito. This is by the Queen by Wendy Vapes line. Currently, right now, we are running a 20% special on any amount of bottles, any flavors, with the code QUEEN20. The website and all the information will be left down below. This is actually a mojito. It tastes just like a watermelon mojito with a slice of lime. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some in here, and I'm going to squeeze the bottle just a little bit while I'm doing it, because that's what Tony B says to do. So just a little bit like that. Put a little bit more in there. I'm going to squeeze the bottle while I'm putting in the straw. And he was right. It's not coming out the top. Tony, you're amazing. You're amazing. So yeah, and then when I released it, it sucked it right back. You know, all this time I just wasn't listening to him and it was driving me nuts. But okay. So go ahead and put the battery back in here. And then put on my doors, and put on my other door. And then we're gonna squonk because I want you to see the squonk action on this. Okay, so there we go. Look at that. You see it? Let's do side view. It'd help if I was squeezing the bottle, right? Oh, let it go, air. And there you go, right over it. Squeeze action. And it's sucking any extras out. There we go. So I'm actually going to help this out along a little bit because that's just what I do. And I like to actually make sure that my coils are heating up from within as well. So I like to heat them up and then pulse them. Pulse, get it? Pulse. There we go. And there we go. And do a little bit more. I'm always scared to press the squonk bottle. I heard it suck it back in though. Okay, and it's getting nice. I'm so bad about over squonking, you have no idea. I've got like PTSD from over squonking. I'm always got a mess. Okay, again, I want to make sure that those holes are open. Nothing blocking that, nothing blocking this. We're set to go. So let's go ahead and put the top cap on. And again, it does have the lock. So you just press down and twist until it locks into place and then you're good. Then we can adjust it. So let's go ahead and go on top and we'll take a look more at the Pulse X. Okay, so here we are with the Pulse X kit. And before anything, let me go ahead and have a vape. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This to me is like the upgraded version of the Pulse 80. So being that you can use a 21700 battery in addition to the 2700 and the 18650, I think it's awesome. I do like the color panels, the clear ones. I just wish it was all clear on this side like the first one was, but other than that, I really have no complaints. I do like the design, the boxiness of it, how light it is, exactly like the Pulse 80. You actually get more wattage now. And even some more menu functions. Now, the menu functions that you do get in this, if you do upgrade your Pulse 80, you're going to get the same menus. You'll also get that 10 watt boost as well. So if you already have the Pulse 80 and you're not looking at getting the kit, but you like the RDA, you can go ahead and do that and just do the firmware upgrade and it'll upgrade to that same menu that I showed you down below. Same type of squonk bottle. It's got the same features in the sense of how light it is and things. I mean, it's barely a millimeter bigger. It's not like you really can't tell holding it in your hand. It feels exactly the same. I do love the menu features, the fact that you can deselect some of the items that you don't want on your regular menu, so it makes it quicker for you to make your selections. I think that's awesome. So that's it about the box. The RDA, I really like how innovative it is. I do know that he got the inspiration for the top squonk feature from Jai and the 502. So I think, or J, sorry, J. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm picturing the spelling. but from Jay Hayes about the 502 RDA. So I do like that. He incorporated a little bit more, bringing it out more like an umbrella, so it's hitting it, the both of them. So I like that he put a little spin on that. That is really, really good. Tony B did a really good job on this. I like the fact that it's got the 6mm juice well. That to me is a plus, because I hate having to squonk all the time. And this one I can squonk and then vape it for a while and then squonk again. So I like that. I do like how he changed the airflows and the RDA. That I do like the honeycomb type airflows. That's just something that that I really like in a lot of these RDAs now. I don't know why. For me, it just feels like a smoother vape. If you notice, the sample packaging that I had was actually the high-end edition. The high-end edition versus the regular edition just means that you're going to get that squonk bottle or the refill bottle. With it, you're still going to get the same thing. You're going to get the RDA, you're going to get the extra top cap, and you're going to get the box for the regular kit. For the high-end edition, you're also going to get the refill bottle. So that's pretty much the differences in those. For the other top cap, let me go ahead and swap that out, and we'll go ahead and vape with the other top cap too. Okay, so we've got the clear top cap on it. Now I'm going to go ahead and have a vape. Sorry, it was like I had already had a vape. So clear it out. So it is clear or frosted. I remember you can't adjust the airflow on this one. So this one is exactly how it is. It is locked in with the notches, so I don't have any problem there. The only difference I feel between this one and the other one is the other one will tend, if you're chain vaping, it'll get warmer. This one won't, because of the fact that it's the PMMA. So you don't have to worry about that. It's got more holes, so you would think that it would be less restrictive than the original top cap, but I find that the airflow is basically the same, in my opinion. Other people might differ in their opinions, but in my opinion, they're about the same. I feel like you get a little bit more clouds with this top cap than you do this one. But I do feel like you get a little bit better flavor with this one than you do this one. That's just my personal opinion. That's how I feel about it. The menu system, really, really easy. The RDA, very easy to build on. What you can do is the way that I built it, the coils were a little bit further from the post. If you put them a little bit closer to the post, that's not going to hurt either. And it'll probably help the liquid hit the coil more direct on. So you can always, but you can build any way that you see fit or that you're more comfortable. Either way, it's still going to squonk. It's still going to fill my juice up, you know, on my coils and things like that. So I don't see a problem with that. You can get pretty decent sized coils in here. I did use just my Fuse Claptons because those are my favorite coils to use for flavor and things like that. But you can put some aliens, staple aliens, Fralians, whatever you want to put in it. It's got a pretty nice, decent sized build deck. I do love the notches on it. Having those notches to me is key, especially when you're trying to change your airflow and open or close it, because those notches are in the way when you go to do it from the top. It's not going to spin on you. So I do like that. It doesn't spin left or right. So that's awesome for me. That's pretty much it. For my pros and cons on it. If you do want to find this, if I'm not mistaken, they are going to be having it at myvpro.com. I'm pretty sure, if they don't already, that Brad's Vapor will also be getting these. Brad's Vapor, if you use the code WendyVapes10, you'll get 10% off, so that's always awesome. Unfortunately, I can't leave any links down below due to YouTube rules, but Brad's Vapor, myvpro.com. I also have some more of the affiliate links on my Facebook page, my business page, the Wendy Vapes page will have all the links. They're actually posted to the top. So if you go on to facebook.com/Wendy Vapes, Wendy Vapes reviews, you'll see it there. And the link for that is down below as well. So yeah, so that's about it for the kit. I think that if you already have the Pulse 80, the X RDA will make a great addition to it. If you don't already have the kit, I do recommend it. I think that it looks absolutely perfect with it. I love the fact that it comes with a matching drip tip and matching panels, and it comes in a variety of colors, like too many colors to even mention. So yeah, so that's it for my review. Until the next one, bye.